Hello everyone, we are your presenters for today. We are still on lesson 1 which is about food and nutrition. Let me introduce ourselves first. I'm Noel Kiran and I'll be joining by Simon Flores. But before we proceed, may I call on Simon to lead our prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this new day and for the opportunity to learn. Please fill our classroom with kindness and grant us focus and understanding to learn all we can today. Guide our teachers and our classmates. Amen.
Alright, let's have a quick game before our discussion. We're gonna play 4 picks 1 word. We prepare 5 sets of pictures and we want you to guess the hidden words on each set. We will give you 10 seconds to answer. You may pause the video if you need more time. Are you ready? Okay, let's have the first one. Can you guess what the hidden word is? The correct answer is storage. Okay, next one. The correct answer is preserve. Here's the third set of pictures. The hidden word is spoiled. Here's the next set of pictures. The hidden word is microbe. And for the last set of pictures, the hidden word is moist. Good job! How many words did you get correctly? These hidden words are related to our topic for today, which is about storage of raw crops. This time, we want you to watch a short video clip that we prepare. Okay, let's watch this.
In order to supply for a large population, farmers produce massive amounts of crops. But as we all know, crops are highly perishable. It means they can spoil quickly if not properly handled. Yet somehow, they still reach our kitchens nice and fresh. How do they manage to keep all these crops fresh for such a long time?
Alright, what can you see in this picture? That's correct, it's a grocery store. Specifically, the meat and produce section. In crop production, after ma-harvest na mga magsasaka ang kanilang mga inani, hindi nila agad ito dinidistribute, binebenta o kinukonsume. They store their crops to preserve them. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng preserve? Preserve means we store something so we can use it for later. Ganon din kapag nag-grocery. We store our food since hindi naman natin lahat kinukonsume agad. Alam naman natin na ang pagkain ay eventually nasisira o nabubulok. So, ano-ano ba ang pwede natin gawin to preserve our crops? This question brings us to our topic for today, which is storage of raw crops. Let's move on to the objectives of this presentation.
After this lesson, students are expected to number 1. Explain the meaning and purpose of raw crop storage. Number 2. Understand the importance of proper crop storage. Number 3. Identify factors affecting storage life of raw crops. Number 4. Recognize the objectives of crop storage across different sectors. Number 5. Describe different practices and procedures to preserve the storage life of raw crops.
Alright, let's have a quick recap of our topic last meeting, which is about farm crops. Now, what is raw crops? Raw crops are unprocessed agricultural products. Raw crops means unprocessed. Hindi pa siya naluluto or nako-consume. These are farm crops that are recently harvested. We learned that farm crops have 6 types. But for today's presentation, we will only focus on food crops, specifically those that are intended for human consumption. In short, mga pagkain kinakain natin. These include plant-based food like grains, fruits and vegetables, and animal-based food like meat, fish, eggs, and milk. Now, what is storage? Storage is a post-harvest stage where crops are kept to guarantee food security and nutrient availability. As I already mentioned, storage preserve our crops. What specifically ang pinipreserve ng storage? What are the purposes of row crop storage? Number 1 is to preserve the quality, safety, and nutritive value of food. Quality means the sensory value of the food. It refers to the appearance, texture, smell, and of course, the taste or lasa ng pagkain. Next is safety. Kapag ang isang pagkain ay sira o expired, most probably ay hindi na siya pwede i-consume. So, importante ang proper storage para safe pa rin kainin ng ating mga pagkain. Last one is nutritive value. As time goes, nababawasan ang nutritional value ng pagkain. As we all know, kapag mas fresh ang pagkain, mas healthy. Another purpose is to avoid food waste due to spoilage or contamination. Yan ang talagang iniiwasan natin, that's why we need to have proper storage. And last one is to ensure continuous supply. Row crops are limited resources. Nauubos din ito. And usually, matagal pa bago magkaroon ng mga bagong supply. It usually takes years bago makapag-harvest ang ating mga farmers. So, it's really important that we conserve and preserve our crops by proper storage. The main reason why we have proper storage is para mapahaba ang storage life ng ating pagkain. What exactly is storage life? Storage life, commonly known as shelf life, is the length of time raw crops can be kept without losing its quality, safety, or nutritional value. Ito yung kung gaano siya katagal bago mag-deteriorate o masira. What is deterioration rate? Deterioration rate means speed at which a raw crop loses its freshness. Ito naman is kung gaano kabilis masira ang pagkain. Proper storage leads to low deterioration rate. Low deterioration rate means crop spoils slowly. Mas mabagal masira ang pagkain, that means mas mahaba din ang storage life nito. Kabaligtaran naman kapag mali ang storage ng pagkain. Improper storage leads to high deterioration rate. High deterioration rate means crop spoils quickly. Mas mabilis naman masira ang pagkain, that means mas maikse ang storage life nito. Nagets niyo po ba? Alright, kapag nag-grocery tayo, we commonly see these two dates printed on the packaging or label ng mga pagkain. These are the best before date at expiration date. What is the difference of these two? When the food reaches its best before date, it means the product is still safe to consume, but the quality and nutritional value may decline. Ibig sabihin, pwede pa siya kainin, pero hindi na okay yung quality niya, and baka nag-deteriorate na rin ang kanyang nutritional value. Meanwhile, kapag sinabing expiration date, ito na yung last date kung saan pwede pa siyang kainin. Pagkatapos ng date na to, hindi na siya pwede kainin kasi pwede na siya mag-cause ng health risk. Yan. Wala na siyang quality, wala na siyang nutritional value, at hindi na siya safe kainin. Nagigets po ba? What are the factors that affect the storage life of raw crops? There are two types of factors, the internal and external factor. Primarily, the internal or the composition and physical condition of raw crops influence its storage life. It determines how quickly a crop deteriorates. These are, number 1 is moisture or water content. Pag mas mataas ang moisture at water content ng pagkain, mas mabilis itong nasisira. Number 2, nutrient composition, specifically protein, fat, and sugar. Pag mas mataas doon ang pagkain, ibig sabihin mas mabilis din siya nasisira. Respiration rate. Ang plants, kahit na harvest na ito, ay humihinga pa din. It means, nagre-release pa din siya ng oxygen and tumatanggap ng carbon dioxide. Kapag mabilis ang respiration ng halaman, mas mabilis din ito nabubulok. Like for example, yung mga leafy vegetables like kangkong or lettuce. The next is acidity. Kapag mas acidic ang pagkain, mas matagal naman ito masira. Like yung mga citrusy fruits like calamansi or oranges. Number 5, protective covering. Like yung husk ng coconuts and shells ng itlog. Mas matagal masira ang itlog kapag nasa shell pa siya. Number 6 is damage or bruises. Nagdudulot ito ng high exposure sa bacteria. Kapag mas exposed ang pagkain, mas mabilis ito masira. And lastly, the maturity at harvest. Of course, mas matagal masira ang hilaw na pagkain or hilaw na prutas kaysa sa hinog. For example, yung green na saging, papahinog pa lang ito, pero yung yellow na saging ay pa-overripe or pabulok na. In terms of storage, ang pinaka-factor dyan ay ang external or environmental conditions na nakakaapekto sa storage life ng pagkain. Number 1 is the microbes or microorganism. Bacteria, molds, and yeast that cause decay, fermentation, and contamination of food. Sila ang main drivers ng deterioration. Number 2 is moisture or humidity. High moisture encourage microbial growth and enzymic activity, while low levels can cause dehydration. Yan. Mas moist ang environment, mas mabilis dumadami ang microorganisms. Mas mabilis din ang enzymic activity. When we say enzymes, these are the proteins. Number 3, air or oxygen. Oxygen promotes oxidation reactions and supports aerobic microorganisms, leading to spoilage. Aside from oxygen, fruits produce what we call as ethylene. What is ethylene? Ito po yung natural gas na nagpapabilis ng ripening process, which is common sa mga mangga or avocado, ganyan. Next one is temperature. It affects the rate of biological and chemical reactions, affecting spoilage and shelf life. Mas mainit, mas mabilis ang deterioration rate. Mas mabilis din nasisira ang pagkain. Kapag malamig naman ang temperature, mas matagal naman ito nasisira dahil pinapabagal nito ang microbial growth. Number 5, pests or animals. Insects, rodents, and birds that damage crops introduce pathogen and cause economic losses. When we say pathogens, these are sickness-causing germs. Kapag may germs ng pagkain, of course, hindi na siya safe kainin. And lastly, handling and packaging. Improper handling or packaging can cause physical damage and increase the risk of contamination and spoilage. Kapag mali ang pag-handle natin ng crops, there's a tendency na malamog ito at mag-cause na mabilis na pagkasira. Nagigets po ba lahat? But wait, why do we need to store our raw crops? Bakit nga ba kailangan natin mag-store ng raw crops? So, there are different reasons. These are the objectives of raw crop storage. It is divided into 4 levels. The food level, agricultural level, agro-industrial level, and the marketing level. At the food level, it permits deferred use of the agricultural products harvested. When we say deferred use, it means pagtitipid sa paggamit. As I mentioned earlier, limited lang ang resources natin sa pagkain. Inaabot ng ilang buwan or taon para makapag-harvest ulit ang ating mga farmers. Kaya importante na matuto tayong magtipid ng pagkain. At the agricultural level, it ensures availability of seeds for the crop cycles to come. So, hindi lang para sa pagkain ginagamit ang raw crops storage. Importante din ito to make sure na may sapat na seeds na itatanim ang ating mga farmers, pati na rin for feeds or pagkain ng mga farm animals. The third level is the agro-industrial level. It guarantees regular and continuous supplies of raw materials for processing industries. When we say processing industries, ito yung mga factories and restaurants. Ang raw crops, hindi lang siya directly napupunta sa consumers. Malaking portion nito ay dinadala sa mga processing industry para lutuin, na eventually ay bibilihin din ng mga consumer. Importante ang proper storage sa processing industries para may sapat silang napoproduce na tinatangkilik nating produkto. The last one is the marketing level. It balances the supply and demand of agricultural products, thereby stabilizing market prices. Ano bang gusto natin? Of course, ang mas mababang presyo ng pagkain, para mas afford ng mga tao bumili. Importante dito ang proper crop storage para maiwasan ang wastage or shortage ng pagkain. Dahil dito, bumababa ang supply ng pagkain. Basic economics. Kapag mababa ang supply, tataas ang demand. Kapag mataas naman ang demand, tataas ang presyo. Sa kabaligtaran, kapag madami ang supply, mas mababa ang demand, kaya mas mababa din ang presyo. Nagets po ba? Alright. May I call on Simon Flores para i-discuss naman ang 4 basic storing procedures of raw crops.
Now we move on to the 4 storing procedures of raw crops. Number 1 is canning. Canning typically uses canning jars with airtight lids, which works by heating the food to a level that kills and eliminates harmful microorganisms while also sealing it airtight. This makes it safe for long-term storage, especially useful for both fruits and proteins. The vacuum seal created in this process ensures that no new contaminants can enter once the jar or container is sealed. There are 2 methods in canning: water canning, which is best for acidic foods like jams, pickles, and tomatoes, and pressure canning, which uses higher heat for low-acid foods like meats and vegetables. Now we move on to number 2, which is freezing. So freezing essentially pauses the food spoilage by halting microbial activity or the growth and spreading of bacteria, while also slowing down natural chemical reactions. It is considered superior to canning and dehydration in terms of retaining taste, texture, and nutrients. Freezing is also the easiest and most convenient and the least time-consuming method. Since it's quick and requires less preparation, it is also the most practical choice for households and industry alike. Now we move on to number 3, which is dehydration. Dehydration removes the moisture that microorganisms need to survive, making the food shelf stable. Unlike other methods, since only replaceable water is removed, the nutritional value remains the same. When applied to fresh crops, the natural flavor is preserved. This method is popularly used because it greatly reduces weight and bulk, making the foods easier to store and transport. Lastly, we have pasteurization. Pasteurization uses controlled and gentle heating to make foods safe without significantly reducing their nutritional value. It is widely used not only for milk, but also for juices, eggs, cheese, butter, vinegar, almonds, and beer. While taste may change slightly, the big advantage is that it balances safety with quality. And currently modern research is looking for ways to achieve the same effect without heat.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from our presentation.